I've spent the last few days trying to find the right word to describe this car. And I think I've actually found it. And that word is charming. Even the weather can't get me down. It's interesting, as I was reading about this vehicle and it coming to South Africa and the fact that it's a more affordable version, and you heard what I said, more affordable version than the normal Suzuki Vitara, I thought to myself, is this car just going to feel like a cheaper version of the car? And I'm happy to say that no, it is not. It is exactly that, a more affordable version of the Vitara, because there's nothing cheap that I've found in this vehicle for what it's meant to be. This way, this way. They want to go this way. Rogi, 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 get her. So as you can see, I might have not won the dog walking race, but we've definitely passed the practicality test in the Suzuki Vitara Brezza. We've successfully transported 50 kilograms of dog, and as you can see, they're having a good time. Ah, there we go. You guys are walking so nicely. As we know, the crossover market has gone absolutely nuts. So as a result, a car such as this is very important for many manufacturers, and specifically for Suzuki, who have got quite a wide array of vehicles available in this country. We've got the Ignis, which is also quite a popular Suzuki, but then you've got the Vitara. If we look at those vehicles, the both of them, there's quite a big difference when it comes to their price points. So nothing really fits in the middle. So Suzuki essentially needed a car that was going to fit smack bang in the middle between the Ignis and the Vitara. And here we are today in the Vitara Brezza. First impressions, this car is very charming. We know that it is quite smaller than the Vitara, but not in a huge way. You see what I did there? It's smaller, but not in a huge way. But it's funny that saying that, you can feel that this vehicle feels just that much more nimbler. It doesn't feel like I'm in a mid-size SUV or even a crossover at that. It's got the kind of dimensions that when you're driving the car, it feels like I am driving some sort of a hatchback. It's very easy to drive in the city. And another thing I was concerned about was the fact that this car has got a 1.5 litre normally aspirated engine. Now we know that quite recently the Vitara got a turbocharged engine, and it made the world of a difference for that car. It essentially changed how that car feels. But again, in this vehicle, it doesn't feel too underpowered, especially for what we're doing right now. We're simply driving in the city, and that's exactly what a crossover is going to do. So power-wise, we are looking at 77 kilowatts and 138 newton meters of torque, which doesn't seem like much, but like we're saying, for this kind of car that's going to be stuck in traffic, doing the school run, doing the groceries run, taking the dogs for a walk, you don't need large bouts of power. Instead, you need a car that's not going to be sluggish when overtaking, or, if you're in a bit of a rush, you want to be able to get about and move freely without feeling like your car is letting you down. And that's not how I feel in this vehicle at all. I do feel for the daily commute, like what I'm doing right now, it works. And that's exactly what most consumers need. Something that works, but is yet affordable. One strength that the Vitara Brezza does have is the fact that it's quite comfortable on the road. Now we know that Johannesburg is full of road imperfections, such as what we've crossed right now. But again, I don't feel any shattering feeling in my spine or in my bottom. Instead, the car soaks up bumps quite comfortably, and it feels very nice to drive on this rainy day. One thing that we know about Suzuki is the fact that their vehicles have always been very fuel efficient. And currently, with my day-to-day commute in this vehicle, I am sitting on 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers, which is very good, especially for a car such as this. You don't want to be sitting in the high 8s or 9s, because then it doesn't become economical to own a vehicle like this. The whole purpose of why these cars are so popular at the moment is the fact that they are affordable. So it wouldn't make sense for the car then to be bad on fuel, but it's affordable when it comes to its price tag. So, after considering the engine of this vehicle, considering the amount of space that it has, considering the fuel economy and the ride quality, we can happily say that this Vitara Brezza is quite a welcome vehicle in this country. For those who perhaps want the size similar to that of a Vitara, this car can fill that gap if you're not looking to spend the money that a Vitara will cost you. One thing that I must say about this vehicle is the fact that it breaks the stereotype that the Indian-built Suzukis aren't as good as the ones built in other countries. For instance, the normal Vitara is built in Hungary, and this is completely designed and built in India. But I'm quite happy to say that the quality is there. Of course, in a vehicle with this kind of price range, you are going to find plastics. But when it comes to how the car feels on the road and how solid it drives, I must say that I wouldn't say that I'm shortchanged in this Vitara Brezza compared to any other Suzuki model currently on offer. So I guess in terms of the segment where there are many cars that offer a similar configuration, it is a bit of a Brezza or a breath of fresh air. So as you can see by my feet and by my legs, I've had quite the day in the new Suzuki Vitara Brezza. But that's the whole point about cars like this. They're meant to be practical, but most importantly, they're meant to be affordable. And from that perspective, we can definitely say that Suzuki has done a great job by bringing this car into the country. But word tells us that because of the partnership between Suzuki and Toyota, there will be the Toyota equivalent of this vehicle in South Africa. And we hope it's just not like the Starlet and Baleno situation where Toyota steals all the thunder from such a great car. Because in all honesty, this is a very good car. So long live the affordable crossover.